Aloha, I'm Sandra Razielli, and today I'm going to share with you just a short practice that you can do as a warm-up to get all your parts moving and grooving, especially the parts that get kind of sticky. So we're going to start today on all fours. And I forgot to mention, I recommend that you have a strap. Blocks are optional, but they're a nice addition. So I'm going to actually start with the blocks and come onto my hands and knees. And I'm going to put the blocks under my knees because it actually changes the position of the spine a little bit in a good way. So I'm going to come onto my hands and knees. I'm going to spread my fingers. We're going to start with Scarabasana, getting the space between the shoulder blades. So once you're here, externally rotate your arms, slide your shoulder blades away from your ears, and let your head drop. From here, check, keep your hips over your heels. Sometimes it's a little hard to see to get it quite right. Keep your hips over your heels. And then bring your shoulder blades towards each other and away from each other. Just going up and down. So the intention is to get into that space between the shoulder blades, that area that often gets sticky. At the same time, you get a little traction for your neck. Just going up and down. If you tend to put a lot of pressure in your elbow joints, I do that a little bit. You might practice this. It's a little harder, keeping your elbows slightly bent, still with the elbow creases facing forward. All right, just getting into that spot between the shoulder blades. Good. And then come off the blocks. You can step backwards. Tuck your toes under. Time for puppy pose. So to get there, extend your left arm as far as it will go. Extend the right arm as far as it will go. Look between your hands. Look from that space between the shoulder blades. Take a nice inhalation. On your exhalation, lean back. Stay looking forward. It's going to give you a stretch a little bit higher up in the rib cage. Good. And then you might let your head release. Take your hips back a little bit more. Most importantly, breathe. Good, and then take a moment, slide, release into child's pose. If you have the blocks, you can put them off to the side. Ha! Okay, so now go ahead and come up to sitting. And let's come back onto all fours, this time without the blocks. Get the spine involved. So we were just moving and grooving that space between the shoulder blades to access that spot. Now let's bring it into cat and cow tilt. So start by drawing your sit bones down, arch your back up, let that go all the way up in the space between the shoulder blades. Let your head release. So you're in the cat position. Then the other direction, begin to lift your sit bones. And now the tendency, right, is to lift your head before you move your shoulder blades. Don't do that. Slide your shoulder blades away from your ears. Get into that space between the shoulder blades. And then begin to lift your head as you open the chest forward. So we're getting all of the spine involved. So you're not just moving from your head and your lower back, but you're getting the spot back here involved. So go back and forth at your own pace. On the exhalation, round up. On the inhalation, begin to open up the chest. Back and forth. Good, and then come on back to neutral again, another puppy pose. Take your right hand forward, left hand forward. Spread your fingers, root down, base of your thumb and forefinger. Keep looking. Tuck your toes under this time. I think I forgot last time. Lean back, breathe. Just hold for a moment. We don't want to sink. We want to root down with the hands to get a lot of length in the spine, the arms, the rib cage. Okay, and then let your head release. Your hips will come a little bit further back. Come into child's pose again, but this time just for a moment. Exhale, because now it's time to come up into downward facing dog. So you can either, if you have a cushy mat, I like to fold it so my hands are not pressing down in the cushiness, or sometimes I'll hold the side of the mat. Today I'm going to put my hands on the ground, spread your fingers, tuck your toes under, lift your knees up, and lean back. Goal right now to get a lot of length in the spine. So you may not have opened your hips up yet today. They might be a little tight. So very slowly move towards straightening your legs, You might straighten them all the way, you might not. See where I'm at today. I feel like I need to take my hands a little further forward. Goal is to get a lot of length in the spine. Breathe. All right. Shake my head out a little bit. Thigh bones press back. All right, and then back on down to child's pose. Good inhale, come on up to sitting. I'm already feeling a little better. Things are moving and grooving. Let's take that into a twist. So, for a twist, when you sit, we'll do a seated twist. When you sit, you want to be careful that you are sitting with enough height that your lower back is not rounding. So I think this block's a little too high for me, but it's better to be too high than too low. So I'm going to sit on up. And take a moment, feel my sit bones grounding, spine lengthening. I'm going to take my chin a little backwards, hands behind my head, get a little more length in my spine. Reach my elbows out to the side and a little diagonal, keeping the length. All right, now I'm going to keep that length as I release my arms on down. And for today, I'm going to twist first to my right. You can choose. Many of you know I switch every month which direction I go. So for today, I'm going to go to my right, which is, if you're mirroring me, you'd be going to the left. So I'll say for you to take your left hand to the right side of your navel. Take a nice inhalation. As you exhale, just move from that part of your body that you are touching, just around the navel. When you finish your exhalation, stop there. Inhale, lift and lengthen. So as we come into this twist, exhale, go a little further. I'd like you to consider that you're not trying to pull or push yourself into the twist by using your arms. Just take the time to move from the center of your body. As you go a little further, right hand to the left knee. As you go a little further, left hand behind your back. Check that you're moving in the rib cage. Now I'm bringing it up into my shoulders, and only now am I bringing the twist into my neck. Okay, once you get to that part where you feel like you're going as far as you can, then give a little pressure with the hand. Press your right hand a little more into the left knee, draw you a little further into the twist. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, spiral. One more inhalation. Now let go of your hands. You already unwind a little when you do that. And then from the belly, unwind back to center. All right, and then switch across of your legs. Left leg in front of the right. Sit bones ground, spine lengthens, hand to the opposite side of the navel. Inhale, lift and lengthen your spine. Give a little jiggle as you exhale so you know where you're moving from. Inhale again with that length. And let's exhale, spiral. Twist is good on a windy day. When you finish your exhalation, inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, spiral again, taking your time. You can bring the left hand to the right knee. As you go further, twisting higher and higher up the spine, right hand can come behind your back. Check that you're moving from the shoulder area first before you turn from your neck. All right, then press your left hand a little bit more, draw you a little further into the twist, staying with your breath. All right, and the next exhalation, let go of the hands. You'll unwind a little bit. And from the belly, actively unwind back to center. Good. All right, and once you're there, roll your shoulders up and around a few times. Feel that spot between the shoulder blades that we're working before. Take your feet out in front, wiggle your toes, squeeze them all together, and then reach them apart. Again, squeeze them together, reach them apart, Let's come into Dandasana. Take your hands to the backs of your thighs. Press your hands into your thighs into your hands, your spine is nice and long. And then move towards straightening your legs. So this is another reason to have enough height. You want to be able to have your spine nice and long as you're here. Good. So now, open up the spaces between your toes. As you do that, circle your wrists a few times, just getting all the different joints. So that's like a general practice we're doing. Then make a few figure eights with your hands. So as we do a general practice, just trying to access different parts of the body. Maybe wiggle your jaw a little side to side. Can you do that? And make figure eights with the hands. That's a little challenging, but you can try. Otherwise, just stick with one or the other. Open and close your hands a few times. Good. Let's do a little more for the shoulder blades. Bring your right knee towards your chest. Now I'm definitely mirroring you. Take your shoulder blades down your back and then reach the left arm out to the side. Bring the shoulder up and down, up and down, and now forward and back, forward and back. Good. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Bend the right knee, left knee. Take your arm out to the side. Take it up and down, up and down, forward and back, forward and back. Good. One more time, Dandasana. Bend your knees. Hands on the backs of your thighs. Be on the front edge of your sit bones. Move towards straightening your legs. Good. This time, take your arms out to your side. Reach from the center, out wide. Roll your arms so your palms face up towards the ceiling. Keep breathing. Bring your palms together over your heart. Then turn your hands around. Just play with taking your hands a little up, a little down. Try to keep the backs of the hands touching each other. You'll find where your limit is. All right, and then we're ready. Are you ready? Are you ready for another downward facing dog? So cross your ankles. If it works, roll over your ankles and come back onto your mat. This time I'm going to hold the edges of the mat. You can choose, hold the edges or place your hands on your mat as you tuck your toes under. Reach your hips back and straighten the legs. Oh, my legs feel a lot better already just from doing that short practice. I think it was some of the foot movement actually and the Dandasana. So I'm going to lift the heels as high as they go. Take the sit bones back, back, back. Breathe. Slowly lower the heels, but as you lower the heels, keep your back long. Doesn't matter if the heels touch the floor or not. More so about having the length in your back. Okay. And then child's pose. Good. Let's inhale to come up to sitting. Find again a good sitting spot where you are supported. Just take a moment to feel the effects of the movements you've done. Yeah, just a general short practice to get you going. From here you can choose to go out and about on your day, or maybe you'd like to do a little bit more, maybe some things standing up, some standing poses, some balancing poses, some stretches, but for now, go ahead and bring your palms together. So I hope this practice helped give you a little more energy and support us all to move with a greater sense of comfort, ease, joy, and freedom. Thanks for watching. Mahalo.